Good morning to all of you. Welcome once again to one of the very important uh, point of discussion with reference to why, when, and how a tumor is going to be detected in a particular human individuals. Why the probability of a tumor in a human is going to be more or less. Sometime a human may have one type of lifestyle, like the use of alcohol, smoking, carcinogens, many more things. And sometimes a human is without any such lifestyle. However, even those humans are going to have the occurrence of one type or other type of the cancer. So such questions are very very pertinent in the society, not from the student or scientist or faculty, also from the non scientific, from the social perspective. I have come across many times such question: why an individual without any such lifestyle that potentially push towards development of tumor, still they have the tumor? Obviously the most convenient answer is the genetic factors, mutation from the birth. But again, mutation from birth alone is not enough to cause cancer. There are environmental pressure that may take variable number of years, like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, to allow the tumor to be detected as malignant condition. To justify such questions, there are various answers in the field, and I thought I should try my best to explain in a very general manner, or you can say in a convenient topic where the student, faculty, or even non-scientific people, they can understand and they can have certain take-home message why, when, and how a tumor can impact your life. For that, I have coined a very unique terminology here, that is gene mines. And let me to go to the annotation. If you look at here the gene mines, that will various forms of gene mines that will create cell mines, and various types of cell types that is working as cell mines that will lead to the tissue mines. And in fact, what is the whole crux of this presentation is tissue mines is present in each and every individual on this earth. But these tissue mines are sleeping tissue mines, inactive tissue mines in all the human body. But actually, these sleeping tissue mines have the clue that indicates the inevitable chance of tumor in each and every individual throughout their lifetime. And to explain this particular model and the words here, I have proposed a particular model or the diagram. And that's what I'm interested to share with all of you. Great. So if you look at here, what I think, if you look at the gene mines, what is the gene mines here? How this particular word is relevant to the tumor? I would like to explain here. If you look at the human cell, trillions of the cells are present in the human body system. Each cell, they have almost identical genotype or the genome, that is of 3.27 billion base pair. Great. If you look at the 3.27 billion base pair in each individual cell or the human cell, from where these 3.27 billion base pair has been originated. If we say in a very general manner, these human cells might have originated or evolved from the prokaryotic cell, that is a bacterial cell. And if you look at the bacterial cell, their genome size in millions, or like you can say 10 millions. So from the 10 millions to the billions of base pair in human cells, how it has been accumulated. So the most obvious theory is that these prokaryotic cell, they might have accumulated in due course of the time billions of years of evolution, the various external DNA sequences, and mostly they are gifted or transferred from the virus sources. That is what the most important point. Out of 3.27 billion base pair DNA sequence, more than 3 by 4th or 75% of the DNA sequences, they share the similarities or origin with the viruses, and majority of them are oncogenic viruses. Then what? So each individual cell, if you look at in that perspective, is already having the 75% of the oncogenic viruses system. Then what? Obviously, each cell has, like, the gene mines. That's what I have coined the word, the gene mines. They are highly volatile in nature, highly potential to turn into the oncogenic or that may cause tumor or the cancer. And that was the beginning of the suggestion of the word gene mines. Okay. Each cell have the gene mines, and if you look at the trillions of the cell in the human body, that means all the cells in the human body, they are serving as a accumulation of these gene mines, and then that is why it is very important to suggest the word cell mines. Cells are across the human body in the trillions in number. Then what? If you look at now the tissue structure, in the tissue structure, various types of the cells are there, they are working together. But these various types of the cell itself, they are one form or other form, these are the cell mines. They have the high potential to have oncogenic gene system, but they are sleeping. That is what the important to mention here, sleeping tissue mines. So from the gene mines, then sleep cell mines, and then to the sleeping tissue mines. That is the whole scenario of the normal, healthy human body system. Then what? Look at the very interesting point, environmental pressures. So the human body is living in a particular environmental conditions that may include lifestyle, dietary factor, or you can say various biological factors, including viruses, chemical, physical, if you look at here, mechanical, even electromagnetic radiations that can contribute for the environmental pressure. So then what is the meaning of your environmental pressure with the sleeping tissue mines? So here is the point. What we think, and that is also well explained by others as well, these environmental pressure, they create one way, that is genetic pressure here. Yes, genetic pressure can be from birth, and that can be due to the environmental factors. And other is the epigenetic pressure. If you look at due to all these environmental pressures, it can be nicotine, viruses, radiation, alcohol, pesticide, all together. If any individual, the pressure is going to reach to the threshold pressure level, threshold level, that may cause alterations in these mines, that is gene mines within the tissue system. Then what will happen here? These sleeping tissue mines will turn into the tumor. That is the whole, a very simple way to explain it. Tissue mines will turn into the tissue system. Then obvious question is, who is responsible? What type of the factors are responsible? Responsible can be from the birth, and majority of the time responsible factors are your environmental pressure. What type of the things you are eating, what type of things you are drinking, what type of environment you are living. Like if I am living close to the radioisotope industry, if you are living to the nuclear reactors, if you are living to the very high pesticide manufacturing area. So these are the whole environmental pressure where we are, I suggest that your probability to cross the threshold level will be more. So obviously, in other way, we can say that these environmental pressures are pushing the human body towards high probability of crossing these genetic and epigenetic pressure. Then ultimately, this sleeping tissue minds will turn into the tumor. Great. And then, for the audience, obvious question maybe, why on the earth, the word of gene minds or cell minds or sleeping tissue minds has been suggested. What is the origin of this particular word? So here is the interesting point. In fact, the meaning of like minds here, if you look at minds, like cell minds, tissue minds, or gene minds, the minds word actually is taken from the land mines. Why land mines here is the interesting. Land mines, if you look at most of us we know, but land mines it may represent not only the land mines, any such destructive structure that are going to cause the destruction to the nature, to the environment, that may be on the surface of the land, that may be below the land, that can be referred as landmines here. And this is just representative and comparison purpose. But the mines word actually is an indicator of destruction. But they are sleeping, they are not inactive, rather than they are inactive condition. And look at here, if this landmine, they are going to be inactive or forever hidden until and unless a threshold pressure is not created on the top of this particular landmines. So likewise, sleeping tissue mines, they are not going to turn into the tumor until and unless a combined threshold pressure from the environment or from the birth or from the genetic is not going to cross the level. And then that particular human in their lifetime, tumor is not going to be detected. Okay. So to have the comparison between the tumor or the tissue mines with the land mines, and I would like to highlight here so that we can understand in a better way. All right. So if you look at here, my dear friend, it's very simple comparison. That's what is suggested. The tissue mines or sleeping tissue mines, they are found either on the surface of the tissue or deep inside the tissue. Look at here. Likewise, land mines can be on the surface of the land. That is what most important. It is spread across. It is not for one place. Like, as I said, 75% of the genome is with the oncogenic DNA sequences. So likewise, the landmine is also, spread across the various parts of the land or the country or the state. Another important thing is the comparison, reoccurrence or the threats of resurfacing is highly inevitable. Even in case of tumor, resurfacing or threats is always there, because the whole our gene system, cell system or the tissue system is full of hidden, undetectable gene mines type of the system. So similarly, if you look at here, the land mines, yes, it is reoccurrence is there. That is multiple in numbers. It is not like one gene mines, multiple in number, variable in size may be there, and likewise, the landmines. Landmines, again, I repeat, it does not mean only a specific shape of the landmines. Landmines, what I represent here or intend to represent any destructive structure that is on the surface or below the land that caused the destruction. So it is a symbol of destruction. Okay. So now the next point is, as a part of comparison, timing is very important. No one knows, unpredictable, mostly unpredictable, hidden, unknown, until and unless the environmental pressure is not reached to that threshold level, my dear friend. That is what the very, very important here. Look at here, timing of both landmines is also unpredictable, mostly hidden. This is also hidden. So that means most of the destructive things are difficult to detect, difficult to predict, difficult to to know when it is going to blast or when it is going to come up or surface it up. Fine. And the last most important is here, threshold pressure. That's what I was talking. The most common similarity between the sleeping tissue mines and the the land mines is the environmental pressure or the threshold pressure. If you look at the example here of this one, land mines, until and unless a required pressure is not put it on the top of these destructive structure, it is not going to blast or cause destruction. Likewise, our sleeping tissue mines in each individual, they are not going to turn into the tumor or destructive tumor until and unless the environmental pressure to the genetic as well as the epigenetic aspect is not going to cross the level. Then you will ask, how it is going to cross the level? Then simple answer is like nicotine, pesticide, pollution, radiation, if all together they are going to put a pressure or change your gene mines, activate your gene mines, activate your cell mines, disturb your tissue mines, then your sleeping tissue mine will turn into the tumor or destructive tumor. So that means the whole summary of the story is we should not allow the pressure or the threshold pressure to increase beyond that level. Okay, if it is going to cross the level, destruction is definitely going to be there. That is what I mean to suggest here. For the social perspective or to the society, each and every individual has the all the required gene minds or the cell minds or the sleeping tissue mind that inevitably will turn into the tumor in their lifetime. But what we can do here, my dear friend, we can reduce the probability by looking at what are the environmental factors, whether nicotine, tobacco, radiation, pollution. We can reduce the exposure. We can work at the individual level, like if I see as an individual, I can reduce our exposure to these nicotine, alcohol, or various type of the dietary style. At the society level, we can decrease the exposure of like pesticide, pollution, and various other factors, radiation, etc. At the state or country level, we can have a strategy how to reduce the exposure of humans on earth to these environmental pressure, so that in their lifetime of an individual, this combined pressure to the genetic as well as the epigenetic aspect should not reach, so that an individual that will die without the detection or occurrence of tumor in their lifetime. If not, society is not working, country is not sensitive, and individual is not sensitive, then definitely one out of two or one out of three individual on this earth sooner or later will have the chance of tumor in their lifetime. So great. Of not to cross that threshold level. Thank you very much.